It is your position.
This is futile. This argument is futile if you are basing your whole perspective off of only things you thought
I'm
up in that
assuming that
philosophy.
they perceive it.
Hold on, because there's been no evidence to prove that morality standpoint and that mixture, whatever you were saying before, and you're just kind of thinking that.
Wait, what do you mean there's no evidence?
Hold on. But your whole thing is what you were saying before is your whole thing is okay. Not at birth. That's when you're alive and you should put some
morals. When you have rights.
Give them rights. But that's just your idea of what rights are and when you should give them. And your only qualification for that is what is it? You think you don't have a right to life?
An objective relationship of man in existence. That's the quality. It's an objective concept.
Yeah,
but rights are not.
Why does that not extend to of course a human being that is less developed?
Because not all human beings have been demanded by nature to think, act, and observe. That's why.
Think, act, and observe. It doesn't mean okay. What about those people who are right now they can't think, act, and observe? But
what do you mean those people? There aren't people that can't think, act, and observe. They're dead. That's what that means. You can't not think.
What about people in a coma?
Bro, people in the coma still have the facilities and to think, act, and observe. What do you mean?
No, but they're missing. No.
But they still wait. But they've been demanded. But they've been demanded to think.
No. Aren't they missing qualities just like that child?
No, they're not missing. They have the capacity. What I'm saying is they've been demanded that they think, act.
No, so that child, that human being that's less developed is. Developed is able to act because it's in the constant process of developing and acting in that sense.
No, but what I'm outlining, wait, you're trying to equivocate something here. This is what I'm noting, okay? Like you're trying to equivocate people in comas to fetuses, and I am saying one, the person in the coma has been demanded to live via his mind, via his action, okay? But when a person is in a coma, their rights are delegated to their caretaker, whether that be their mother, whether that be their spouse, whether it be
but that doesn't explain the morals of it. I think that is morally
wrong. Yes, it does. The reason it explains the morals. The reason it explains the morals.
What I'm saying is that doesn't explain the morals of it because a person, I still believe that it's wrong to unplug a person and that be the reason that they are dead. And I want you to understand that what I'm saying is just because a person has demanded these things before and doesn't now, doesn't mean that they have it over a person who hasn't demanded them yet. You said the ability to act. A fetus is.
I didn't say the ability
to act.
I didn't say the ability.
No.
I did not say the ability.
It can act or it demands act.
It has been demanded by nature that he acts, thinks, and observes.
Okay. So it's demanded by nature.
If the fetus is not demanded, it lives independently, biologically.
It is by nature. It is going to develop, and that's an action.
That's not what I'm saying. Wait, this is such an equivocation. I don't understand how you're not tracking. Okay, what I've outlined here is that when you are born, you are thrust into a world in which you are demanded to think, observe, and act to sustain yourself. When you are a fetus, you have been biologically fused to the mother.
You have gotten it so wrong.
What are you talking about?
A baby has to think, act, and observe things to be sustained by its mother. A baby.
Wait. It still has to. But it's biologically individual.
Pause.
Yes.
A baby can just sit there and have its biological processes go through, as in poop, pee, whatever it is, and this mother is still taking care of it outside of it.
Wait, having assistance. Wait, but this is so different. Having assistance from someone is not the same thing as principally being biologically individuated.
No, but that's not separate. The separates the difference. What you said before was the whole it's able to think, act, and observe.
Not that it's able. I have never said it's able. I've said it's been demanded.
It's demanded.
Okay, I have repeated this for the 4th time. I'm going to explain it one more time. Okay. It has been demanded to think, act, because it is not the reason.
You made those qualifications.
The reason it's not overqualification. It's not tracking. The reason it's been demanded is because it has been biologically separated from the mother. If it lived as a biological independent, there would be no necessity for thinking, acting, etc. Okay, but if you live biologically individuated by your nature demands you think, act, etc. That is why you have rights when you are born and not when you are fused to the mother.
Okay, I feel like you're too caught up in the civilized society. Oh, just say that we lived out in the outback, right? Say we lived in the outback.
What are
This
you talking
baby,
about?
this baby it doesn't have the ability to think, act. It's not forced to think, act, and
Babies don't have
observe.
the ability to act. Is that what you're about to
No,
tell
no,
me?
no, no. I'm saying it's not forced to think, act, and observe because it can't. It's not going to be able to
So
survive
you're
because it's
no,
not
that's
able to think,
exactly what you're
act,
saying. You're saying
observe.
children can't act. Are you ridiculous?
No, I'm saying a child that's just been born because that's your separation between it's able to
It
be
has
killed
rights
and
now that it's
there's
born.
no more.
Yes.
Oh man, I think
Wait,
you
I don't
got
understand. You're not giving us. I'm going to reiterate what's happened. Okay.
Go ahead.
Your position fundamentally reduces down to God-given rights. Okay. And when I pressed you on the validity of your God, you couldn't warrant it to me. Okay. And now that you've gone over to my position, now that you've gone over to my position and you've tried to attack my position as somehow being subjective and then grossly misinterpreted my position, I've outlined to you that my position is objective, it's consistent, and you haven't tracked it. That's why you've asked me to repeat my standard 5 fucking times.
Hey, language, man.
Bro, no one cares.
Prove to me that it's subjective, dude.
Because it's based on a process of perceptual knowledge corresponding to reality with a process of logic.
You're a man with an opinion right now telling me that your thoughts are objective just because you.
It's not. Wait, what is it? Wait, why exactly? Wait, so just to clarify, me looking at reality. Wait, me looking at reality with logic is an opinion.
Oh my gosh. I said before, we're able to react within reason, but also you even agreed before that just because certain people agree on things, it doesn't make it objective. So if you are one man wait, hold on. If you are one man who believes one thing, that doesn't make it objective. Objective is something that doesn't change, that it stands still.
No, let me tell you what makes something objective. What makes something objective is corresponding to reality via a process of reason and logic. That's what makes something objective. So when I have a perceptual basis for something,
I can give you that. Without
a God, and without a God, it's not possible. But you presuppose the validity of your God to tell me that. You're circular. You're making. Yes, no.
I prove to you, but you can be in utterly denial.
No one in the chat is convinced you proved the validity of your God. No one has. Not only have you not proven the validity of your God in the way that I sorry.
What did I say to you though? What did I say to you though? I proved to you.
You have not proved the validity of God.
Your observation is able to presuppose that someone made this just off the basis of logic, where you were able to see and understand and perceive that things cannot be made without a maker. And what I'm telling you is my ability to understand that things cannot be perceived and things cannot be made without a maker by telling you that our DNA is just like a book. Complicated, just like a book, and cannot be made within reason and logic without.
Watch, ready? Here's how this works. You're trying to prove to me the existence. You're conflating.
I was able to.
You're conflating. No, this is wrong. Here's what's happened. You're conflating the existence of God to the validity of the concept of God. And I've told you this so many times, and you fail to understand it. What's happened here is when you say and you try to prove to me the existence of God, that argument, that very notion, presupposes God as a valid concept. And then to prove to me that God is a valid concept,
that's idiotic.
Sorry?
That's idiotic. Like I said, within
how is it? No, wait, no, this is ridiculous. Explain to me. No. In order to even give the notion that the cup exists, or the cup was made, or God exists, or we were made, we have to assume or validate our concepts as valid. Okay, when you fail to demonstrate to me why exactly God is a valid concept, the very notion that God exists and your whole argument for it falls apart.
No, you're just denying what I'm saying and then going off of that denial as factual.
No, of course it's factual. You haven't assessed it.
Let me speak now. Let me tell you this. This is what I'm saying. The validity of God is based on the perception that we cannot be created without a creator. And that's the same validity that I use to prove that someone made this. You're able to observe that things cannot be made without a maker. And you're able to understand that and use that same logic in a different situation where you look at humankind, mankind, this earth that we're on, our environment, and understand that it cannot just be here. By your own logic, you understand that this cup was just not here it's out of nowhere in reason. You understand that someone made it, and it's embarrassing to
Yeah.
even,
So okay. So I'll
for
explain
you
what's
to even
happening. Okay.
think,
So
for
I'm
you
gonna
to
explain what's
even
happening again.
think that
Okay.
that the
I'm gonna
notion
explain.
of
I'm gonna
God
explain what's happening again
wait, hold
because
on,
you're
hold
yet
on.
again wrong. Here's what's happening. You're
Think
yet
that
again
the
wrong.
notion of God
Here's what's happened.
is not a
You
valid.
are equivocating. This is what happened. In order to
Just
even,
interrupt me. Go
and
ahead.
even in order to even utter the proposition God exists, you have to assume that all the concepts in the proposition, God, existence, etc., are valid. Okay? So when you're trying to prove to me the validity of a concept by assuming the concept's validity, that's
I
circular.
didn't assume it. I used something that you already understood.
No. You're saying that because you're saying that because the cup exists and the cup has a creator, we exist, so therefore we have a creator. Yes?
Yes.
And you're saying the creator's God, yes?
Yes.
So
God
prove to me the
created-
validity of the concept of
Bro,
God before you
listen,
prove his existence.
What I'm letting you know is I already let you know that we can get thoughts within reason. We can get thoughts within reason.
No, you
And
can't.
that's
I'm pretty certain how you can't.
listen,
You literally can't. I have literally already told you that you can't prove to me the validity of the concept of God, and now you're telling me it's reasonable. That's ridiculous.
No, what I'm saying is we're able to reason, and I'm basing that off of what you're saying. You're understanding and different things like that. I guess your whole thing is subjective, so you can't say
How is it subjective?
anything is real.
How?
But I'll say this. I'll say this.
How is it subjective?
At the end of the day, my argument is God is real because you're able to observe.
I don't care
You're
whether
able
God's
to
real.
wait. Hold on. Hold on. You're able to observe that in life, just with logic, you can understand that your perception of reality and things that are within your reality cannot just poof and then they're there without something to be the causation of this. So when you look at causation and then look at that law within our environment and our understanding of how we perceive things, now you can take that same the way you perceive that and take it and put it in the situation of us and have that same understanding that we have to have a creator. I'm not presupposing that it's my God. I already understand that.
I'm not saying that.
Argument. I'm not saying that it's the God I believe in, the capital G God I believe in. I'm saying that creator means God. For us, creator means God. So if you understand that this cup has to have a creator within logic and within reason, because the cup is there, you can use that same logic in our situation to understand that we cannot be created without a creator, within God, within reason.
Again, so I'm going to go over this one more time, okay? I'm going to check your premises because you're not assessing, okay? You can give the cosmological argument for God, okay? The argument by cause. Cup has cause, therefore something caused the cup, etc., etc. I'm familiar with the Kalam, okay? There is a difference between proving the existence of a concept and then proving the validity of one, okay? So in order for us to even discuss whether God exists...
Wait, hold on. Pause. I started to interject, but if I prove that God exists before I prove the validity, doesn't it already prove the validity?
Opposite, actually. No. Here's why, right? In order for you to prove God exists, you have to prove the validity of it. The validity of the concept in the first place. You can't backtrack, right? You're trying to put the horse before the cart. All the concepts in the proposition and the notion have to be valid before you can say this proposition is true. So when I ask you to prove the validity of God, and your argument was, well, God exists, that doesn't answer my question.
No. My argument, my way of proving was that God exists. And by skipping the whole validity thing, I don't care about your validity. If I
don't care if
God
the concept is valid?
Hold on. I don't care about proving it to you. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is,
wait, so you can't prove
your hold on. If I skip the whole proven validity to you and I prove that it is real before the whole validity,
you can't prove it's real without proving validity. That's the whole thing.
Okay, so if I prove if God showed himself
can't.
to you, wait, hold on, pause. If God showed himself to you right now, would you believe that he is real?
You can't. Wait, okay, this is such a dumb
No.
question.
Answer the question.
This is such a dumb fucking
question.
This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Wait, no, this is what's happening. In order for you to assume the validity of the concept of God, or in order for you to assume that God exists or prove God exists, you have to prove the validity of all the concepts in the syllogism. And when I tell you, you literally cannot prove the existence of God without proving the concept is valid, and then you're trying to tell me the concept is valid because you proved God, it's circular. You haven't proved anything.
Okay, what I'm letting you know is not specific characteristics of God other than creator. What creator means to me is God. It doesn't mean to you. If we have a creator,
Divine characteristics.
No. Characteristics like omnipresent, all these different things. That's not what I'm trying to prove here. But what I'm
It doesn't matter.
To you first, and you're not letting me do that.
But in order to do that, in order to prove to me God exists, you need the validity of the concept of God. I don't know how you're not tracking.
That's idiotic. I can't even lie to you. That's idiotic because what would you do
right
now?
It is fucking ridiculous to me that you come up here and you tell me it's ridiculous that your premises are invalid. What are you talking about? The very fact that you're trying to deny the fact you need a valid premise for your argument is so insane. That is ridiculous.
Okay, that's cool. You can think that all day.
Wait, no, it's not me thinking it. It's factual. If you agree, you can't prove the validity of God. You can't prove it exists.
Hold on. Why did you just say both of those together?
Sorry?
You just said you can't prove the validity of God. You can't prove that God exists.
You can't make a statement on the existence of God if you can't prove the concept is valid.
I want you to answer this honestly. If God appeared to you right now and showed you every single characteristic that you wanted to be seen, would you believe that God is real based on that?
The proposition doesn't even make sense because God is not a valid concept.
Just answer it.
Okay.
Would you believe that God is real? What would we have to do to
I'll answer your question, okay? I'm gonna answer your question. And after this, I'm sure our discussion is gonna be done because we've gone over this a while, okay? You're asking me, what would God have to do for me to believe in his existence? Okay. Yep. This is exactly why my argument is not rendering with you. Because the very fact you asked me that question assumes he's a valid concept, which you haven't proven. So until you can prove to me he's a valid concept, that question is incoherent.
That's circular, isn't it?
No, you are being circular.
No, that's circular.
Outline how it's circular.
You won't say how validity would be proven to you.
I already told you.
But you're assuming that I would have to prove validity for you to even believe the concept. If you don't believe the concept without validity,
no. The concept has to be valid.
That's what I'm asking.
The concept has to be valid before you can prove it.
What would prove to you that the concept is valid? Come on, please.
That's your burden. I don't think it. I think it's a contradiction to say that God's a valid concept, but you seem to think that it's possible.
Tell me. I don't care what you think right now.
You asked me what I thought. What do you mean you don't care?
Listen. No, let me speak, man. This is why I have rules on my debate. One person talks at a time because it gets because that's why we escalate with the way
I don't want to hear your rules. Just continue.
With our voices because we're trying to speak over each other. What I'm saying is, I want to know, even if you don't believe that it can even possibly be valid, what would you have to see or interpret or whatever you would comprehend to make you understand that it is valid?
Okay, again, you're asking me what I have to see.
It was hypothetical. This is a hypothetical, not even your own reality. Hypothetical.
You're asking me a hypothetical that's not based on reality?
No. I'm saying not in this because your ego or pride, whatever, will get in the way of you thinking critically.
Wait, no, what is your question?
So if it's a hypothetical situation, you can.
What is your question?
What I'm asking you is, what would prove the validity of God to you, hypothetically?
To us? It's a contradiction for God to be a valid concept, so it's impossible.
Prove that to me. Prove the validity of that.
You want me to prove that God being a valid concept is a contradiction?
That God doesn't exist.
Wait. You want me to just go right? You want me to prove that the validity of God as a valid concept is a contradiction?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Okay. So the axioms of philosophy are existence, consciousness, and identity. Existence exists necessarily. There is no necessity for any God. Okay. We observe things via consciousness. Okay. We perceive reality. And that's how we know things, okay? In order for us to give concepts to things, they have to be based in integrating our perception into those concepts, okay? So when I perceive things like red and shit, I now understand the concept of red. if attributes like divine characteristics are, by their own very definition, not graspable by perception because they are beyond reality, then in its own, what it claims to be, it is a contradiction to be a valid concept because it is ingraspable by human consciousness. That's why it's not a valid concept.
So what I would say is that you can't prove that because
why not?
If you're unable
what did I say that was wrong?
Wait, hold on. If you're unable to perceive it, you cannot prove that it is not there. Just like I cannot prove
wait,
that
I didn't say I didn't say
hold on.
God, this is such a
just like
misinterpretation.
I cannot prove. Wait, hold on. Just like I cannot prove that there's colors outside of my perception. You see what I'm saying? And
bro,
I cannot prove,
this
I
position you're
prove
holding is
that
so
there's colors
bad.
outside of my perception. So if you don't understand, if you're not able to perceive if God is real, and that's you're quote unquote unable to perceive that God is real, that proves nothing.
I'm not,
in
the
argument that if God is real or not. So you cannot say objectively that God isn't real, and even the idea of Him isn't real.
This is exactly this argument is so bad. Wait, I'm literally outlining. This is what I'm saying. Okay, I told you that the reason that God's validity is a contradiction is because if concepts are the integration of
what's called, but a contradiction of what?
A contradiction in terms. God as a notion of a valid concept is a contradiction with the axioms of consciousness and identity. Okay, so here's what's happening.
Prove that is.
I've said, okay, that concepts are the integration of percepts. Okay, for something to be a valid concept, its qualities have to be observable, measurable, corresponding to my percepts. Okay, if God is supposed to have qualities that are divine, omnipresence, omnibenevolence, etc., and these are by their own very definition imperceivable, okay, they cannot correspond to our perception, then it can't be a valid concept because there's no percepts to integrate.
Okay, so what you have to understand that there's a difference between concept and reality. What I want to let you know is, even though you can
agree, but that doesn't
wait, even though you can use these terms to try to contradict the idea of God, it still doesn't prove anything in the real world, because of course these are man-made arbitrary claims of definition.
God is arbitrary. That's the whole argument I'm making.
No. What I'm saying is your definitions and whatnot. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, God is outside of our reality, so He doesn't abide by the laws.
You shouldn't have said that. You just told me that God is outside of reality. Yeah.
Outside of our reality, as in
the word "our reality."
Wait, hold on. What I'm saying is, He doesn't have to abide by our laws, just like He doesn't have to abide by gravity. He doesn't have to abide by whatever these different things are, right?
Okay,
so
you're just telling me that God is not graspable by human consciousness. That's what you just told me.
No, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, He can follow the laws of physics or not follow the laws of physics, but He is outside of it. That's why science cannot catch up to miracles, because miracles are outside of science, because you don't have the technology to understand these things that God.
You're telling me I can't understand God. Now you're telling me He exists? Wait, how can you hold the position that humans can't understand God and then also hold the position that he exists? Like, how can you tell me something exists without understanding what you're talking about?
You're not able to catch up with miracles. If I see God fly around, I see His spirit fly around in front of me. If I'm not able to comprehend and break it down to a science, how He's able to do that, that doesn't invalidate the ability to do that of Him. So that's what I'm saying.
Can you prove to me God's a valid concept using percepts or no?
What you're doing is going by that concept and those words, but He's outside of that.
What is that? What? Okay, I want you to explain to me what you just said. I want you to tell me. Wait. I want you to explain to me what you just said. He's not. Repeat what you just said. You said he's not. You can't understand Him through your concepts.
No. You're taking it the wrong way. I'm saying He doesn't have to abide by the laws of physics and different laws of.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying the standard for us knowing things about reality is our perception. If you hold the opinion that God, this notion of God, is somehow not demonstratable via our perception, then He has no basis in knowledge. There's no knowledge basis for God.
Where you got that point from?
I'll run it through you again. if we know things from a standard of perception, like you agreed to earlier, and you cannot perceptually demonstrate to me divine characteristics, then saying that concepts, i.e., the integration of percepts of divine characteristics, is valid would be untrue.
No, you actually can, but if God just brought a mountain up with his hand and then showed you that he has all of this power, what would you say to him? Would you say that you're not God because I'm not able?
Wait, this is a pivot question. Explain to me how.
Power on a scale of infinity.
How is a divine characteristic perceptually demonstratable? How? Tell me.
What I'm letting you know is at a certain point it becomes a miracle to you because your mind is not able to catch up with God's ability.
So wait, so can you or can you not perceptually demonstrate divine characteristics?
Come on, give me respect. Let me speak real quick. What I want to say is God has all of this ability. Scientists who study for a very, very long time, who are able to conduct experiments and different things, are not able to catch up with miracles because miracles do not have to obey the laws that are precepts to them, in which they base their understanding and their experience and their logic off of, because God does not have to follow these laws of physics and law of natures. So just the inability to catch up with or even understand what God is doing in his power and his nature should show you enough that is God. Of course, and when it comes to understanding that God is real in different forces.
So I need a yes or no answer. I need a yes or no answer. What? Is God perceptually demonstratable?
Yes. To a certain,
so divine characteristics.
To a certain point of our understanding, because once it reaches a certain point of power and different things that we that are visible to us and understanding, we would be able to.
I agree that you can observe Jesus Christ as a person, his body, and all of the things that he acts with. Okay, but when you're telling me God, i.e., qualities like omnibenevolence and things of this nature, divine characteristics, these qualities are these divine qualities perceptually demonstratable? Yes.
So if God shows you, listen, if you say you cry out to God, right? Say God it's a very well-defined voice in your head telling you, I am real, after you ask if he is real, and then he manifests himself into a physical being right before you and then brings you into heaven, right? Say just hypothetically, he brings you into heaven and then shows you his kingdom in his glory, and then he touches you just to remind you that this is real, and then also pinches you to show you that you're able to feel pain and understand that this is real and that you're not in a dream. What would you say to that? Would you say that God
is giving me a hypothetical
real, and that's not
so you're giving
of God, you're giving me all powerfulness to be able to do that.
So just right. You're giving me a hypothetical, right? You're giving me a hypothetical about an entity with divine characteristics, and I'm in a situation, and you're asking me what would I think of that?
Yeah.
Okay. In order for me to answer this proposition you gave me, I have to understand all the concepts you gave. Okay. In order to understand all the concepts that you gave, they would have to be valid. Okay, so this hypothetical.
And he would be able to read your mind. He would be able to talk to you inside of your mind and have all these different ranges of powers that he can demonstrate. But you cannot see the full God's glory.
You can talk about hypotheticals, right? All the time. But I'm saying, can you demonstrate to me perceptually?
The Bible is history. Look it up.
Wait, of course the Bible has historical records to it. Sure. I'm asking, even if that's the case, can you outline to me how we perceive the quality of omnibenevolence or omniscience or omniscience?
Well, listen. I'll tell you this, and I'll be honest with you. I'm not one of those prideful people who act like I know everything. I'm not too read up in the exact definitions of those different qualities and every single one, which they are, and all those different things. That's why. Just
specifically, omnibenevolence. Okay, because you're arguing. The reason we're here.
That means
omnibenevolence means that within your nature you are all good. Within your nature, not just. Your nature is all good, okay? What you told me is you told me that you saw a man consistently act benevolent. This does not equivocate to the quality of omnibenevolence.
Yeah,
That's not
but
the same
you have
thing.
to understand miracles. You can't understand miracles because it's
The
outside.
very notion.
And
the
hold
ve-
on. What I
There-
want you to let you know,
there it
what I
is.
want to let you know, in the time period, we would not be able to understand if God is. We're just not able, because it's a miracle. Because okay, say this is our time period, our lifespan. Say right now we live our whole life, then we go to heaven and see how true and righteous God is. Right? We're not
Wait,
able to see the.
did
No,
you
no, no, no.
say-
Just hypothetical, right? We're not
I
able to.
get what they go.
Let me see.
Wait,
Okay,
I get what they go.
you're not able to see before that, so you would never know for sure, which would make the
Wait.
miracle.
That's what I'm saying. Wait. This is what I'm saying.
That would be
Did
based
you
on
just say? Did you just say that we can't understand the miracles?
Yes, you can't understand the miracle.
Oh no! You should
A
have said.
miracle
You're
is something
telling me.
that we're
Wait.
not able
You're
to
telling me that.
understand.
Wait. If you can't understand miracles, then miracles, by your own words, are invalid conceptually. You can't understand them.
No. That's a bad argument, because
No, it's not. That's exactly what you just said.
No. So how does that invalidate miracles?
Because you said you can't understand them. You're telling me that the proof for your God's
miracle
divine
is
qualities are
something that you
ununderstandable.
can't understand.
You're telling me you can't understand the perceptual basis for your God. That's what you just said to me.
Oh my gosh. I'm saying that you can't understand it, because I'm saying you can't get a full understanding. Of course, you can observe it and see what's
Full
going
understanding
on,
and
but
understanding are the same thing.
Scientifically, you cannot go back to it because it abides outside of our laws of physics.
Oh my God, man.
So you cannot catch up with it. Of course, you can perceive it and kind of sort of understand what's going on here, but not truly understand the scientific processes in which this miracle was able to be made and manifest into reality.
Yeah, dude, you just told me that you can't understand your own God's defense. That's what you just told me. Like, you can't go back to that. Hey, man, we've been going on for a while.
Do you understand God completely? If God was real, would you be able to understand him completely? Because I wouldn't worship a God that I'm able to understand.
If God was real, assumes that God is a valid concept, which I deny the notion of.
Oh, that's ridiculous. You live your life every single day. You know genetic code is there. You know that things don't create themselves within logic. Like you said, the cup has a creator.
If you want an answer to the metaphysics of God, if you want an answer to the metaphysics of reality, A is A, existence exists. Okay, there's no necessity for causality, and this use of causality in a principle that you're demonstrating is actually not logically valid.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If you apply the same logic that this needs a creator, who are you to say that same concept that you just spoke of doesn't apply to this and this just appeared here?
Concept has to be valid first.
Within logic.
Concept has to be valid
within logic. The definition of God abides in the description of like a creator, something that created us, that abides
with omnibenevolence and divine characteristics.
Nature.
And
we can bring this to a close, and we do agree to disagree. I will pray over it. I hope that you change your mind one day, because honestly, come on, who can really sit here and look around every single day and think that God isn't existing? Whatever, but it is what it is. It was great.
I appreciate you for the conversation. I implore you to check your premises. It was a fun conversation.
For sure, man. God bless you. Peace.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will come to the conclusion of the debate.
Damn, bro. That was Jesus. You just kept going. You just kept talking, dude. Like, you just kept rambling.
All right, I'm going to grab my Little Caesars bread.